Blue takes military theory, plays efficient upgrade, increased population, so upgrade to scientific method, takes military buildup. Did not take Gandhi, interestingly. Wonder if that was a good move or not. Yellow plays an event, and unfortunately it's economic progress. So we get 2. Yellow develops tanks and professional, well, increase population, and develop professional sports. Built a tank in professional sports, took reserves. Unfortunately is stronger now. So we cannot play an event because we want to be stronger for politics of strength. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Might just keep bouncing back and forth. Yellow can upgrade this to get 3 stronger again. Or develop cannon and bring out modern army. Get 3-8 stronger. Or 8-11 stronger, potentially. No, can't do both, because you have to, well, yeah, you can do that if you're not doing a war, right? So we'll have to see if this, I don't think blue's ever going to play an event and then yellow's going to get stronger. Kind of depends if I can get a tactic that's helpful in staying stronger. And the longer we keep playing that game, the longer it takes to get Bill Gates in, which does not help me. So we're going to have to let that go at some point. Yeah, it's an interesting play, basically just playing for second at this point. I mean, if I get a war and a good tactic, I mean, that's still an option. I'd still be able to do that, but I wouldn't want to do that until I know I have the war. Because this war of text is not going to help enough at this point. And it's going to hurt him too much, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and do this promise of military protection. It's kind of late, so I'm thinking, just making sure this is what I want to do. What I don't want to do is play the War of Tech, cripple him, and then have yellow do a Wars of Culture. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do this military protection promise with blue, and I produce an extra culture. He has 4 strength and produces 1 less. He produces so much culture, 12, that he can spare it, and the strength will be helpful for him. Alright, and blue accepts the pact. So I get an extra culture, and blue's a little bit stronger. So we have politics of strength, so we want to try to be stronger than yellow. If we keep Napoleon around, we can just do that, and we are stronger. Now there's a question of what to do with the rest of our actions here. So we are corrupt, and we're not producing many resources right now. So we want computers for Bill Gates. So now we have 2 actions left. We can't take any cards at the moment. So we can discover computers and take a card, but then we have corruption. And that's not great. We can increase population and efficiently upgrade that. Now we're creating a lot of food. And we're also using up 2 blue tokens each turn unless we increase population. Increasing population, we don't have the happiness for it yet. We're going to have to get into movies or professional sports to try to deal with that right now. Professional sports would be great. Impact of happiness is really going to be bad for us right now. So we talked about getting into Bill Gates here. So if we did Bill Gates, we're now weakest. We can do this, and now we're stronger by 1. We're also not corrupt. We did stick an extra person here, but we can always pull this one off if we need. And it costs us the military action kind of, but we are going to upgrade anyway, so it's kind of free because that would have been eaten up by corruption anyway, those 2 resources. Now we need computers. Now we have 1 action left. So I don't know if we're too worried about military. It's going to be hard to actually do a war on somebody. We don't quite have the military actions. 1 military theory is gone. Fundamentalism's going. Communism is gone. Military theory is probably going to go to yellow here. Or if not yellow, it drops off. So our only chance for more military actions is fundamentalism. So if yellow gets really strong somehow, some Air Force, Churchill and some Air Forces or something, then wars blue a couple of times, there's no way for us to really deal with that. Not too well, anyway, because we can't war back. But, that's contingent on having a war that actually helps, and we might not get one of those. So fundamentalism could sit around and not be super useful. We might need it if we had to defend against a war, but we're going to have, I think, the economy to deal with that. So that's not my biggest concern. I don't think. There's another modern infantry coming if we wanted to use that to get a little stronger. So I think it comes down here to revolutionary idea or urban growth. And I could really go both ways here. Urban growth will help upgrade this. It will help us get into movies or professional sports. And we're going to be making a lot of science. Like if we have this turn plus maybe 3 more, means we're going to have 3 more, we're going to produce 3 more times. So if we have 6 this turn, we upgrade 2 computers. Next turn we'll have 12 production twice. So we'll get 30 total science in the game, barring an event or cards. So 30 science gets us 4 techs or so, depending on what they are. Professional sports, well, really probably 3 techs, depending on what they are. Professional sports, movies, and like civil service, those 3. It'd be nice to get more blue techs and maybe a government. There's a lot of stuff we want to spend science on right now. And we're going to be making a good number of resources, I think, as well. We'll have 2 up here, so that's 6, 7, plus 4, making 11 resources. Which is not bad. It's pretty good. So we'll be producing 7 plus 11 plus 11, 22, 29 resources to our 30 science. If we can get another lab upgraded, then we're making more resources and more science. It could be interesting just the civil actions to do all that might be interesting. It's 4 for computers and all the upgrades. So it's going to take a couple of turns to do that, but we probably want to make that happen anyway for Bill Gates' bonus and the resources and everything. So possibly we might be using more resources here to upgrade this, to build units. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a tough call. If we upgrade another one, we could be getting 30, 33 or 34 science. There is another revolutionary idea that we could try to grab. With this setup, the first action we're going to do next turn is going to have to be computers because we don't have any room for cards, so we can't grab something and research it. So The way that might impact us is if there's an Air Force. Like, we won't be able to get into Air Forces next turn. We could do computers and cavalrymen, potentially, if that helps with something. If we had revolutionary idea, we could research into that. Let's see, so there's a reserves, there's another patriotism, and there's another urban growth. So there's 3 resource cards, there's 1 science card. Blue can defend a war against yellow. You get one of these, like, military theory out next turn, upgrade this to a scientific method, and then constitutional monarchy. It'll take 2 turns to get to that. So if blue got revolutionary theory, they could get to constitutional monarchy sooner, which is helpful for them, which I don't particularly mind in this situation, because I'm playing for second probably at this point, so if I can avoid yellow successfully warring against blue, I think that's a good thing in this situation. So then I think revolutionary idea helps blue here. So maybe that's enough for me to go with urban growth in this situation. I'm going to go with urban growth here versus revolutionary theory. In terms of playing for second, I think that might be better in this situation. It's a tough call, and revolutionary idea uses an extra civil action to use it. Urban growth doesn't, and those may become helpful. I'm going to be producing a lot of science, and I can think of ways that I'm going to need the extra resources, so both getting computers upgraded as well as the resources that computers then gives me. I think that's going to be useful. So I'm going to grab urban growth here, and we'll see if it's the right decision. So now I need to get rid of a couple of cards. Definitely one of these infiltrates. I don't see myself doing peace treaty. I guess it would be at the very end, potentially, in place of what we have to give us both a culture, keep us both ahead. Impact of competition, possibly. Impact of balance, possibly. I mean, it looks really great now. I don't think I'm going to do an aggression at all, this infiltrate at this point, so I can get rid of both of those. And then, am I going to do a war of tech? I don't think so. I'm going to get rid of all of those. Those cards don't help me too much. Still, I'm not sure that I've drawn a tactic in this game. But I did not draw one again.